Down there were a lot of large nominees, but Harvey honored it the largest. But in comparison with at the BAFTAs and Gold Globes, wherever stars were dark as a Shaw of disobedience and cohesion, down there was no such a gown coating at the Oscars. Weinstein is cladding repeated claims of rape, bullying and sex oppression. The Oscar-winning manufacturer has rejected all concoction of non-consensual sex versus him. Close the begin of his Discovery monologue, Kimmel joked on the repute of men in Hollywood. Indicating at a lifetime-sized Oscars figurine, he told, "Oscar is the largest favorite and respectable man in Hollywood, and down there's a really nice cause reason. Fair see at him. Keeps his hands wherever you can see them, never says a rough speech, and largest importantly, no penile at all. He is virtually a image of limitations, and house the type of men we requirement more than of in the city." The USA Shaw Army told the collapse of Weinstein, and the reforms how had started with, had not go quickly quite. Which happened in Harvey and which's event all above was length expired, he told. We can't let bad behavior slide show any more than. The planet is observer us. Kimmel taken to balance sheet seriousness in humor in his speech on how Hollywood was trying to put its building in procedure. We requirement to set and sample, and the true is if we are success there, if we can job along to halt sex oppression in the job, female will just include to transactions in oppression all the period at each some location they come, he told. Moral Jimmy Kimmel is dull and unfunny. Relating to the form of water supply, in that a clean dame waterfall in loving in a mystery inland creation, Kimmel joked, "We will ever recall the year as the year men drunk up so ill how female begun date minnow." Weinstein has been one of the dominating figures at the Oscars above the history too many decades, making winner films love Shakespeare in Loving and the Tsars Speaking. He may not include been at the year's right, but several of his accusers were. They turned on Salma Hayek, who told on the red rug, "There we are to commemorate the reality how female will not include to fight as difficult along. I aware how next generations will include it facilitating." Myra Sorvino and Ashley Judd, who were amongst the at first to blame Weinstein of sex oppression, shipped an upbeat communication as they tell to US TV web Alphabet. Judd told females sounding had been squelched in the history, but how they were growing as phoenixes. Which so impressive on the time is how eventually the planet is capable to listen, she told. Such of us who include Go Striker were frequently later disbelieved, minimized, ashamed, and so lot of the motion is on setting how embarrassment behind wherever it belongs, that is in the offender. Sorvino told, "I wish human beings to aware how the motion isn't break. We're departure striker before we include an fair and secure planet for female. We wish to get our militancy and our force in activity and changing things for each female anywhere work in any job. They were support the periods up motion, that has grown $21 meter, pound, to foundation legislative supporting for victims of sex offense in all walks of lifetime." Though down there was no all-black gown coating, several guests did carry periods up badges in supporting of the campaigning. Judd, Hayek and Els of prosecutor, Annabelle Ashora, after emerging on phase in a sector on periods up. They entered a movie on how the movie production is creature outdoor up, showing Sorvino, Ava DuVernay, Greta Gerwig, Dee Robe, Kumail Nanjiani, Barry Jenkins and Geena Davis. They talked on disparity, insertion and variety.